Hey, Vinny Lopes here from Off the Block, and what a night it was once again in college men's volleyball, as it was a big slate of Saturday night matches, and a lot of them lived up to the hype with some pretty impressive wins, and none bigger than what UC Irvine was able to do going on the road and completing the two-match sweep in Provo, Utah against BYU. And BYU entered this series having a 36-match home winning streak, hadn't lost a home match in more than 2 years, but I'll tell you what, UC Irvine both nights came out and looked great, especially in the final couple of games in their victory on Saturday night. The Anteaters offense really started to click in the third and fourth game as they were able to secure the victory, hit more than 500 in the final game, and you look at the numbers, they had 4 players finish with double-digit kills. It was a great offensive performance. Lacavera looked good, Hershko looked good, Russell looked good. It was an impressive performance by the Anteaters, and once again, this is a team right now, because of those 2 wins, they were in fantastic shape moving into the final stretch of the season. When you start looking at bracketology, I think that these 2 wins have put them in great position to possibly get an at-large bid and remain in that race for a potential MPSF regular season championship. So UC Irvine had a big win tonight, but that wasn't the only action out in the MPSF. Pepperdine was able to survive an upset scare from CSUN, and you know, a lot of people are surprised by this, but CSUN's been playing some really good volleyball of late. I had a great opportunity to talk to Coach Jeff Campbell about a week ago, and he was saying he's finally got his entire roster back healthy, and you know, they look good. They're playing some good volleyball. Faulkner in the middle is an absolute beast. This is going to be a good team that's going to give some teams problems. It's going to be really tough right now for them possibly to get in the MPSF tournament. They're going to have to make a deep run. But I tell you what, the way that they played tonight, this team potentially could do it with the way that they pushed Pepperdine. But credit to Pepperdine, in the end, they were able to get the win. Josh Taylor, once again, another 20-plus kill performance. He's really making a case on why he possibly could be the National Player of the Year. So Pepperdine was clicking, got a win, and then Hawaii was able to take care of business. A little bit of a scare early, but able to take care of business against UC San Diego. And then, you know, the other match out there in the MPSF that really caught my eye was USC, once again going to 5 games, but able to beat their crosstown rival, UCLA. And Larry Tua, once again, the freshman, played great, led the Trojans in kills, a great performance. And in the middle, Andy Banish, you know, had some big kills, some big blocks, had some really strong serving, and, you know, it was a good performance. So I think individually the player who stood out the most was on the losing effort. JT Hatchin lost 25 kills, and, you know, you look at the conference standings right now, UCLA, they're going to probably slide. They're going to make the MPSF tournament. They're likely going to be the 8-7 seed. That's going to be a scary team to play come the MPSF tournament. I really like what Coach Spraw's doing. A lot of young freshmen, a lot of young sophomores. They're starting to figure things out. And I think that this is going to be a team that's going to get pretty scary here towards the rest of the season. So, you know, those were the big results out in the MPSF. Also credit to Long Beach State taking care of business against Stanford. But there were other matches tonight that caught my interest, and I think everyone's interest as well. Let's kick it on out in the EIVA really quick. First and foremost, Penn State. You talk about a scare of scares right now. They won 5 against NJIT. You know, credit the Highlanders for being able to push Penn State at home to 5 games. They really gave them fits at times. And then credit to Penn State to being able to find a way to win. I know a lot of people are going to, you know, make a big deal about this. Once again, it was one game. Penn State's been playing some great volleyball lately. Had a little bit of a hiccup today, but you know what? They were still able to get the victory, and they continue to move forward in the EIVA race as they try to possibly win that regular season championship and get the right to host the conference tournament. So that was out in the EIVA. The MIVA, we kind of saw a lot of teams take care of business tonight. Louis Loyola continuing to separate themselves out in the MIVA. Those 2 teams, I think, are really going to be slugging it out for the conference championship with Ohio State thrown in the mix. But the one team that no one's talking about, but got some impressive victories, I think maybe the most impressive victories in the conference this weekend, was Lindenwood going on the road, getting 2 victories against Grand Canyon. Lindenwood right now in 5th place in the MPSF standings. I would not have picked that at the beginning of the season. Lions are looking good. They're clicking at the right time. They're playing some pretty good volleyball right now, won their last 3 conference matches. So, you know, right now you kind of look at the situation. Lindenwood's playing good. Ball State's on the slide a bit. It wouldn't surprise me if Lindenwood can get that 5 seed. It might be difficult for them to get the 4, but I think that they are going to probably get that 5 seed unless Ball State can turn it around. So that was in the conference play in the MIVA, but there was also one really big non-conference match not a lot of people pay attention to. but a critical match when we talk about bracketology, and that was Ohio State getting a victory against Erskine. This is going to be a critical non-conference match. If Erskine can get a victory and win the Conference Carolina Championship a month later, that's really going to benefit Ohio State because that adds another win there in the category of teams under consideration for the NCAA tournament. So Ohio State took care of business. It's going to give them a little bump in the RPI because Erskine's in the top 15. So, right now, once again, we saw some pretty entertaining volleyball throughout tonight, some close near-call upsets, one or two surprises, and some teams taking care of business, really sending a message for the rest of the regular season. And I'll tell you, if we have more volleyball like we're going to have tonight, we're in store for one great end of the regular season. And for all your men's volleyball coverage, you're going to want to stay here at offtheblogblog.com.